Crimes against public order. Article 161. Counterfeiting great sales of government of Philippine Islands, forging signature or stamp of a chief executive. Punishable acts. Number 1. Forging great seals of government of Philippines. Number 2. Forging signatures of president. And number 3. Forging stamp of president. Article 163. Making and importing and uttering false coins. Elements. Number 1. Presence of false or counterfeited coins. Number 2. Act of offender. Imported or uttered such coins. Number 3. Uttering and connivance with counterfeiters or importers. Important notes. Number 1. Coin. False or counterfeited. Forged or not, authorized by government or legal tender, regardless of its intrinsic value. Number 2. Counterfeiting. Imitation of legal tender or genuine coin. Number 3. Uttering. To pass counterfeited coins. Article 166. Forging treasury or banknotes on other documents payable to bearer, importing and uttering such false or forged notes and documents. Punishable acts. Forging or falsification of treasury or bank notes and other documents payable to bearer. Number 2. Important of the same. And number 3. Uttering the same in connivance with forgers or importers. Important notes. Number 1. Forging. Giving to treasury or bank notes or any instrument payable to bearer or to order appearance of true and genuine document. Number 2. Falsification. Erasing, substituting, counterfeiting, altering by any means figures, letters, words, signs contained therein. Number 3. Importation. Bring into Philippines. Number 4. Uttering. Offering obligations or notes, knowing them to be false or forged, whether such offer is accepted or not, with representation by words or action that they are genuine and with intent to defraud. Number 5. What may be forged or falsified? A. A treasury bank notes. B. Certificates. And C. Other obligation and security payable to bearer. Article 169. How forgery is committed. Ways of committing forgery. Number 1. By giving to treasury or bank note or any instrument payable to bearer or to order appearance of true and genuine document. And number 2. By erasing, substituting, counterfeiting, or altering by any means of figures, letters, words, or signs contained therein. Article 170. Falsification of legislative documents. Elements. Number 1. Presence of bill, resolution, or ordinance enacted or approved or pending approval by other House of Legislative and Provincial Board or Municipal Council. Number 2. Act of offender. Alteration. Number 3. No proper authority. Number 4. Alteration. Change meaning of document. Article 171. Falsification by public officer, employee, or notary, or ecclesiastic minister. Elements. Number 1. Offender, public officer, or employee, or notary public, and ecclesiastical minister. Number 2. Take advantage of his official position. A. Has duly to make or prepare or otherwise intervene in preparation of document. Or B. Has official custody of document which he falsifies. And number 3. Act of offender is falsifies document. Important notes. Number 1. No falsification in good faith. Number 2. Document. Any written statement by which right is established or obligation is extinguished or by which fact may be proved or affirmed. Different modes of falsifying documents. Number 1. Counterfeited or imitating. feigning any handwriting, signature, and rubric. Number 2, causing it to appear that person have participated in act or proceeding when they did not fact so participate. Number 3, attributing to person who have participated in any act or proceeding statement other than those in fact made by them. Number 4, making untruthful statement and narration of facts. Number 5, altering true dates. Number 6, making alteration or intercalation in genuine document which changes its meaning. Number 6, issuing in authenticated form documents purporting to be copy of original document when no such original exists or including in such copy statement contrary to or different from the genuine originals. And number 8, intercalating any instrument or notes relative to issuance therefore in protocol, registry, or official book. Article 172. Falsification by private individual and use of falsified documents. Punishable acts. Number 1, falsification of public, official, or commercial document by private individual. Number 2, falsification of private document by any person. And number 3, use of falsified documents. A, introducing in judicial proceeding. B, use in any other transaction. Type of documents. Number 1, public documents. Any instrument authorized by notary public or competent public official with solemnities required by law. Number 2, official document. Document issued by public official in exercise of function in his office. Number 3, commercial document. Document defined and regulated by Code of Commerce or any other commercial law. Number 4, public document. Deed or instrument executed by private person without intervention of notary public or other person legally authorized, by which document some disposition or agreement is proved, evidence, or set forth. Article 177. Usurpation of authority. Ways of committing. Number 1, usurpation of authority. Be knowingly misrepresenting oneself to be officer, agent, or representative of government, whether local, national, or foreign. Usurpation of official function by performing any act pertaining to in person authority or public officer of government under pretense or official position without authority. Article 178. Using fictitious name and concealing the true name. Punishable acts. Number 1, using fictitious name. A, offender uses name not his real name. B, using of fictitious name publicly. 3, purpose of offender. Number 1, to conceal crime. Second, to evade execution of judgment. And third, to cause damage to public interest. Number 2, concealing true names elements. A, offender conceals first, his true name, and second, all other personal circumstances, and B, purpose, only to conceal his identity. Article 179. Illegal use of uniform insignia. Number 1, offender makes use of insignia, uniforms, or dress. Number 2, insignia, uniform, or dress pertains to office or held by offender or to class of person of which he is not member. Number 3, insignia, uniform, or dress is used publicly and improperly. Article 180. False testimony against a defendant. Number 1, crime proceeding. Number 2, offender testifies falsely under oath against defendant therein. Number 3, offender who gives false testimony knows that it is false, and defendant against whom false testimony is given either acquitted or convicted in final judgment. Article 183. False testimony in other cases and perjury and solemn affirmation. 2 ways of committing perjury. Number 1, by falsely testifying under oath and making false affidavit. Elements of perjury. Accused made statement under oath and executed affidavit upon material matter Statement or affidavit was made before a competent officer authorized to receive and administer oath. Statement or affidavit accused made willful and deliberate assertion of false and sworn statement or affidavit containing falsity is required by law. Other crimes against public interest. Article 162, using forged signatures or counterfeit seals or stamp. Article 164, mutilation of coins, importation, and utterance of mutilated coins. Article 165, selling of false or mutilated coins without connivance. Article 167, counterfeiting, importing, and uttering instrument not payable to bearer. Article 168, illegal possession and use of false treasury or banknotes and other instrument of credit. Article 173, falsification of wireless cable, telegraph, and telephone messages, and use of said falsified messages. Article 174, false medical certificate, false certificates of merits of service, or etc. Article 175, using false certificates. Article 176, manufacturing and possession of instrument or implements for falsification. Article 181, false testimony favorable to the defendants. Article 182, false testimony in several cases. Article 184, offering false testimony in evidence. Article 185, machination in public action. 186, monopolies and combination and restraint of trade. 187, important in disposition of falsely marked article or merchandise made of gold, silver, and other precious metals of their alloys. 188, substituting an alerted trademark, trade names, or service marks. Article 189, unfair competition, fraudulent registration of trademark, trade name, or service mark, fraudulent designation or origin, and false description.